Hello and welcome to FPL Mate. Oh, we need to turn my mic volume down. It's a little loud for you. Hello, welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for World Cup fantasy content. How are you guys doing? I hope you are enjoying the World Cup so far. I certainly am. I think I've only actually missed, maybe like 3 games. I've watched pretty much every single game. It's been absolutely wild. In fact, I think I only missed 2. I'm really enjoying this, guys. I'm really enjoying the World Cup. I know it's on a backdrop that is maybe, not the best, but the football has really, really been enjoyable. The fantasy side of things, it's been a bit wild so far, but match day 1 is over. I hope all of you guys are doing quite well so far. I've had a pretty good start. I'm pretty happy with my start. Overall rank right now of 14,000th in the world. So I think you can't do too much better really as a start. I know a few of you guys probably have started off a little bit better, but top 50k, anything in the top 50,000, even top 100,000. There's a few million players playing. I think that's a phenomenal start. So really pleased with that, and hopefully going to continue to go up. I think I'm owed a few points as well. I'm sure all of you guys are owed a few points. I know that Alba should have 2 more points for winning a penalty. I know that Fernandez is due some key pass points. I know Messi's due some shots on target points. I know De Bruyne is owed some key passes points as well. A few players are still owed some points. So when that's going to happen, I don't know. I hopefully at some point World Cup Fantasy will fix their game and we'll finally get the points we deserve. But right now it's saying that my rank is around 14,000, which I'm really pleased with. Really pleased with indeed. Actually, I think I've put it slightly wrong on screen. There we go. But yeah, so far so good. We got to move on though to match day 2. That's something that we want to talk about right now. We're still getting a lot of bugs and stuff like that. I can see a few people in the chat have got some very good points totals, some very good ranks. So congratulations to you guys. The deadline, guys, is at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that's UK time. So that is 13 hours from now, less than 13 hours from now. So we really do need to get a move on. So we're going to go straight in. I'm going to be activating my wild cards right now. So let's apply the wild card. You are choosing to use your wildcard booster. This means you get unlimited free transfers for this match day. Note this action cannot be undone. So bear in mind, guys, if you want to do your wildcard, make sure you are clicking on it and remember that you can't go back on that one. So let's just make some changes, I suppose. I kind of want to. What I probably want to do really is maybe just start a new screen for the purpose of planning. I'll obviously do it on my own team at some point, but for the purpose of planning, I kind of want to just remove every player, and I don't know if that's possible. No, it seems like you have to do it one by one. Okay, can I? What's going on here? Am I getting some bugs here? I don't know what's going on. Can I make these changes? Have you? Oh, okay, so does that mean I have to keep De Bruyne? Is there still bugs going on in the game? Maybe. But anyway, we'll try and work it out, because apparently you are allowed unlimited transfers, but I should be able to remove De Bruyne. Actually, you've changed your locked captain. Okay, can I just change my captain to someone else? Are we not on the next new match day here? So say I was to, transfer out, say, is it because I'm still over budget? Let's transfer you out and put in Saka, for example. If I was to confirm that, both these players are unlocked, you transfer the price immediately. I got unlimited transfers, right? So if can I not captain Saka? Okay, right. Is there still bugs? The captaincy is bugs? Maybe I need to refresh. Yeah, that's possible, because I think I set up this screen before. Okay. No, it doesn't look like I can change captaincy. Can I put De Bruyne on? System error? Oh dear. This is not good. This is really not good. You have to wait till 1 a.m. Is that true? You have to wait till 1 a.m.? That could be possible. Maybe we have to... Oh, match day 2 opens up at midnight. Okay, fine. Okay, there we go. We've got some information there. Sorry, guys. Match day 2 opens at midnight. So I'm going to staying up for a few more hours. Okay, cool. That's sorted then. We'll sort that out at midnight. But I'm not going to stream at midnight. I'm going to stream for you guys right now. So hopefully, if you are thinking about making a nice wildcard team, you either need to do it in 3 hours' time, or you need to make sure you are up nice and early tomorrow morning, and hopefully you guys have some time. So, there we go. I've used my wildcard on match day 1. Is that true? That's not possible because I used my other. I've used that on match day 1, and this wildcard on match day 2. So that's applied to match day 2. Okay, what I'm going to do then in that case, I'm going to log out of my account and I'm going to make a new one, I guess. I'm trying to just open up a private browsing tab. That actually would work, wouldn't it? Because I still want to plan a team out today for you guys and talk about some of the other bugs and glitches and all the other rubbish. So let's open up a new browser tab. And there we go. It's a fresh browser tab. And we can start planning now. Early birds or late risers, then I guess it's advantage to you guys. But we can start making some. Changes. We'll start making a team. We can start doing something and planning something out. So let's start off by adding in some goalkeepers. Now, what we found really in goalkeepers is that they are the good goalkeepers seem to. We got some really good cheap goalkeepers. What I like to do when I'm planning out a team is, first of all, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to look at the fixtures. So let's get up the fixtures. World Cup, match day 2 fixtures. And what we want to do is identify some of the. We'll just reject all the cookies, I guess. We'll have a look at some fixtures that we like the look of, what we think we might be able to target. So Qatar versus Senegal, we're probably going to be wanting to go for some Senegal players there. Netherlands versus Ecuador, maybe go for some Netherlands players. We're going to want some England players there against USA. Tunisia players against Australia maybe could work. Poland versus Saudi Arabia. France versus Denmark is a bit of a tough one. Argentina versus Mexico, a bit of a tough one. Japan versus Costa Rica, we'll maybe get some Japan players in there. That could be pretty interesting. Belgium players versus Morocco. I don't know. I wasn't too impressed by Belgium in the first game, to be honest. Croatia versus Canada, possibly. So, yeah, we've got some fixtures that we've identified straight away as kind of players that we want. So, let's go through them. If we want to target those high-scoring games, then Senegal versus Qatar is a good place to start. Now, I'm going to start you off with a defender called Sabali. He's the only right back in the Senegal team, so we know he's going to start every game. He started the first game, played the full 90 minutes, so that's pretty good. We'll start you off with him, 4 million, nice and cheap as well. You'll find a lot of players. I actually was messing about with this earlier, and it's really hard, really hard to actually spend all the budget. Really hard to start to spend all the budget. So yeah, we've got that. We've got one player from Senegal. I really like Sarr as well. You know, we were I've spoken about this a lot before, but we're kind of targeting a good attacker to play against Qatar in the same way as we had that Enner Valencia versus Qatar did really well. We need to find the Enner Valencia of Senegal, and to me that player is Sarr. He is, you know, if you look through his stats. To be honest, if you look through the stats of the Senegal team in general, it really is the Mane show. Mane just gets everything. He really does. But Sarr is second. He still doesn't have an amazing record, but it's at least it's the second best record kind of thing for Senegal. So it's kind of difficult to get exactly what you need from this Senegal team in terms of attackers. It's kind of Mane or nothing, but yeah, that's probably where I would go. What I would do if I'm trying to go for, you know, a player to attack that Qatar team. Next fixture is Netherlands that I really like is Netherlands versus Ecuador, and we'll start filling in the gaps after. So yeah, I like some Netherlands players versus Ecuador. There's one player that stands out for me immediately, and that is Denzel Dumfries. Good on the attack. Obviously, Ecuador are not known for scoring a lot of goals either. I mean, I'll show you that as well, just so you can kind of want to prove I'm not making this up. But let's just click on let's just click on like a random Ecuador player. Yes, obviously he did very well in the opening fixture, but I'm not expecting too much from him. I mean, if we look through recent games, I know he wasn't playing in some of these games, but 2-0 win there. But before that, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 1-0 against Cape Verde, 0-0, 1-0, 1-1, 3-1 loss. So only one goal scored there. So actually, since the start of 2022, Ecuador have only scored more than one goal on one occasion, and that was against Qatar. So I think that tells you all you need to know and tells us that we need to go for some Netherlands defenders. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's go for Dumfries. We may go for some more Netherlands players. You never know. But this is where we're going to start off. We'll keep moving through these fixtures. England, I mean, let's be real. Saka needs to go straight in, right? Surely Saka goes straight in after that first performance. We do know, by the way, guys, that England are expected to set up with the exact same lineup in this game as they did the previous game. So we're going to see the same lineup from England. I think England are one of the standout teams so far in the tournament. You could arguably say Brazil play very well as well. I know a few people will say Spain put up a good performance, but I don't know if I'm personally taking too much from that because Costa Rica really were very bad. And I think they are another team, just like Qatar, that potentially we do need to be targeting. So we do want to be going for a couple of England players, I think. I'm going to start off with Saka. Since we know Trippier is going to be playing as well, I think we put him back in just because he's going to be on those set pieces. Even though it is against USA, I feel like England, seeing what they did in that opening game, and Iran is not an easy fixture. I feel like England could get a decent result here, so I would be tempted to get a couple of England players in. Trippier and Saka is where we're going to start, but I think you could even go for a third one quite easily. We'll come to that later. Let's continue through some of these fixtures that we like the look of. Tunisia versus Australia. Is there anything in there we like? Obviously, we've got the goalkeeper for Tunisia, who is only 4 million. I wondered if, let's see if we can find him. I wonder if Australia have enough to do anything in that second game. I don't know. Tunisia were quite rigid in defence in that opening game, so I thought that's quite interesting. So let's see. 4 million goalkeeper. Is it worth taking a little risk on there? It's not the worst shout in the world, I don't think. Let's put Darman. Let's put Darman in for now. But I do think there are other goalkeepers we can potentially go for there. Let's move through the fixtures a little bit more. Keep going. Poland versus Saudi Arabia. Before the tournament started, we would have said one thing, but Saudi Arabia played very well. I still think there is some opportunity to go for some Poland players. I mean, I'm tempted by Matty Cash at 4 million for a start. We're not spending very much money at the moment, are we, guys? So yeah, Matty Cash there. Let's try him out. He's a good shout for that fixture. Going through the fixtures, France, Argentina, a little bit tougher these games. So we really would be looking to go for the top players. If we're going for France players, you are looking at Mbappe or Giroud or maybe Teo Hernandez maybe in that game. If you're going for Argentina, you are going to want a Messi or possibly a Di Maria in there. So you really want the best players only from these games that are slightly tougher. Japan versus Costa Rica. Kamada, I saw someone mention him in the chat before as well, and we spoke about him a little bit before the season started. If we're going to get some goals against Costa Rica, and if we fancy Japan, is Kamada our guy? I feel like he could be. Councilor says Rocher was quality, 4 million goalkeeper, absolutely never hurts. It doesn't, but Uruguay do play Portugal next, which is my only concern there. So that would kind of steer me away. I think if we're wildcarding every single match day, then we can afford to be a little bit more fluid and attack those fixtures a little bit more, can't we? Again, Belgium versus Morocco. Usually I'd say, yeah, let's go for some Belgian players, but if I'm honest, wasn't filled with joy with that Belgian performance. I don't know about you guys. I didn't like it that much. Croatia versus Canada. Again, Canada were actually quite good. And the problem for Belgium in that Canada-Belgium game was that Canada really did have the energy. They had the energy levels. They didn't have the finishing ability. They really didn't have the finishing ability, but they had the energy levels. So Croatia are a similar situation to Belgium, I think, where Croatia is a little bit of an aging squad, you would say, in a similar way to Belgium. When we talk about Modric and Perisic and some of these top players for Croatia, they're a similar brand of. I'm not saying past it, but could the energy of Canada do the same business against Croatia? I look through some of these players and I don't see too much pace in this team necessarily. I don't see too many, Dejan Lovren, for example, at the back. How long has he been around for? Borna Sosa was really good, though, in fairness. I really like the look of him. So 3.5 million defender. Can't go wrong with him. I guess we stick him in. Let's continue. Spain versus Germany. I know a lot of you guys are going to be tempted by Spain, but as I said, like, I don't know how many of you guys watched that game. Costa Rica were bad. Really, really bad. It was not impressive. It was not impressive at all. It was to an extent where, you know, and I saw a lot of people saying it was like a training match. It was worse. It was worse than a training match. It really was. If Spain played a training match in their ground with their first 11 versus their, you know, second 11, I guess, even as a training ground experience, it would still be far it would be far harder. So I as much as we can look through the top scoring Spain midfielders and say, oh well, wow, look at these guys. I mean, to be fair, a lot of them are listed as forwards, aren't they? So yeah, Dani Olmo, Ferran Torres, Gavi. I mean, Gavi was played absolutely fantastically, and so did Pedri as well. Although I don't think Pedri got many points, did he? Because I don't think they counted his assist. Where are you, Pedri? I can't find you. Did he actually get 0 points? Where are you? Where's Pedri? Am I going blind? Pedri. Is Pedri in the... Does Pedri have another name he goes by? Does he also go by Carlos Soler? I don't think so. That's a different player. Okay. Pedri Gonzalez. Oh, he must have got a yellow card in that game. Maybe I missed that one. So he finished on 0 points, but he looked really good. Really good. But again, it's a fixture against Germany. That's going to be a very, very different game. That's going to be a very, very different game. I know a few of you guys have got questions, by the way. Let's just try and get this. We are going to answer some questions, guys. Don't worry. Let's just try and get a team on the board first, because I know if I don't make some kind of wildcard team, that's going to be the only question we're asked all stream. So let's get this done, and then we will start answering some questions. So yeah, going through some more fixtures. Do we fancy some Serbia players versus Cameroon? Maybe. I like the look of Serbia in the first half, but yeah, Mitrovic would be the only player, but those forward positions are just so valuable, aren't they? South Korea versus Ghana. Who do we go for from South Korea that is really going to appeal to us? I'm not really sure. We can't go for any more defenders. Which midfielders look good? I mean, Son is the obvious one, isn't he? But we're not going to choose Son, are we? Because again, the forward slots are at such a premium right now that it's difficult to justify getting a lot of players in. Brazil versus Switzerland. I mean, I'd be very tempted to go for Richarlison after that performance. I'd be very tempted. But since money is going to be pretty much unlimited at this point, the obvious answer is Neymar. Really? Isn't it? It's got to be. I need to stop clicking on that tab. Portugal versus Uruguay, maybe not. And then that's it. So this is kind of where we're left. I mean, actually, maybe one more player from Japan I would kind of like the look of is a backup goalkeeper who is Gonda. Gonda is a backup goalkeeper potentially. We've got 4 million goalkeepers there, though. I wonder if the tactic may be to go for a Brazil goalkeeper, maybe. So go Gonda to start, maybe, and then... In fact, that's probably... I quite like that, to be fair. Let's put Gonda in goal as our first goalkeeper to start off the match day. And then, since we've got pretty much unlimited money this match day, I say we've got unlimited money. What I really mean is because all of the big teams are playing all of the big teams, it's the cheaper players that are actually proving to be a lot of value, right? So we don't literally have unlimited money, but you will see by the time we get to the end of this team, we're going to end up having like a few million in the bank. So we can afford to splash out a little bit. You know, we've got some cheap players like Saka is pretty cheap, Kamada is pretty cheap. Or look at these defenders. Sabali, 4 million. Cash, 4 million. Trippier, only 5. Sosa, only 3.5. We're going to struggle to spend the budget. So really, the final player, the final big budget player is probably going to be a forward, and you're kind of between, Mbappe or Kane, really, or Messi. It's kind of a coin toss, because Kane you would say is the only one of these players that actively has a good fixture. Messi has an okay fixture. Lewandowski has a good fixture, but I'm not sure if I completely trust him. Um, where do we go? Where do we go from here? Mbappe, possibly Kane. Possibly Kane, because in terms of England midfielders, we know Foden's not going to start. You've pretty much got Mason Mount in terms of those attacking midfielders, and that's it. So, right, let's stick in Harry Kane there as well, who looks like he's going to be fit. He's had his scan. He's absolutely fine, which is good news for an England fan. And then we've got 3 spots for midfielders and 26 million to spend. We are not going to be able to spend that money. We are. Neymar injured. News just got out. Okay, well, that makes things, changes things a little bit. Maybe in that case, we do go for a Richarlison. Richarlison or Vinicius actually look pretty good in that game. I'm not going to lie. Okay, if Neymar's out, if Neymar is definitely out, and I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more. We find out a little bit more about it soon. But if Neymar is out, do we therefore go for Richarlison or Rafinha or... Let's stick in Richarlison. And then, if Neymar is out, I'm kind of tempted by Paqueta. Because it means Paqueta is going to be moving and playing in a slightly more advanced position. But look, I'll have a look properly at the Neymar news after I finish the stream. So 2 more midfield slots to fill, and we've got 22 million. It is physically impossible to finish this off. Do we have another go on De Bruyne? Or do we not trust him anymore? Would we rather go for someone else? Do we go for Bruno Fernandes against Uruguay? Uruguay are kind of a tough defence. So I'm not sure if I like that one. Pedri played very well, but do I trust him against Germany? This is where things get very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. How do we spend this money? Do we just throw some money at the wall, see what sticks? Modric against Canada. I mean, it's a good fixture. He'll be on set pieces. He'll be on penalties. So maybe we try and cheese our way to a penalty goal or something like that. Midfielders are tough in this World Cup fantasy game. We've got so much budget. I know people are probably not going to be too impressed by De Bruyne in that opening game. But, do you take an out-of-form De Bruyne or do you take an in-form, I don't know, Dani Olmo or Eriksen or something like that? I feel like you probably still take the De Bruyne. And there's no guarantee he's going to be playing badly every game, right? So, we haven't even spent all the money. We've got 2.5 million in the bank. This is what I'm saying. It's really, really difficult to spend all of your money. Like, what expensive players in Matchday 2 are we actually genuinely really interested in? It's really, really tough to spend it all. Unless you would rather, have Messi to Sarr, but I just think, the opportunity there is too much. Would you rather Messi to Richarlison or something like that? That's a possibility. But, looking at a wild card, this is what I would be looking at. But yeah, let's answer some questions in the chat now. We've got a rough kind of template for you guys to use there. I think this is roughly what I'll be going for on my wildcard. It's pretty similar to the draft I've been messing around with today. In fact, it's pretty much almost identical, to be honest. Pretty much identical. Not quite, but near enough. I mean, maybe we could spend a little bit more money. Can we I kind of want Kamada, but Kamada to Di Maria or someone like that. Sell Neymar for Mbappe. I mean, yeah, you could do. All right, okay. So anyway, let's looking through the chat. We've got a few questions in here. So Chim says England midfield double up maybe. The only way of doing that would be to have Saka and Mount, because Sterling's listed as a forward, and Foden is not starting tomorrow. Grealish isn't starting tomorrow. So unless you think they're going to get something off the bench, then probably not. So England midfield double up is kind of tricky. Richard Stewart says, how come all of my players are still locked? Apparently, Matchday 2 doesn't officially start until midnight tonight. Some people are saying midnight, some people are saying 1 a.m. Maybe it depends on your time zone, potentially, or wherever you are in the world. But basically, Matchday 2 doesn't actually open up for a couple of hours. So, yeah, something to consider there. Ezine says, Dia or Sarr, guys, and why? Sarr, just because Dia doesn't really score many goals for Senegal. Like, if you have a look at if we can find him, not Diaz, Dia. Let's just go on the Senegal. Let's go on the Senegal page. Yeah, I think he's only scored one or two goals for Senegal ever, which is not exactly amazing. Yeah, 2 goals ever for Senegal. So he's not really, and he's not on any set pieces or anything like that. He scored 1 goal in 2022, and that was against Bolivia. So, yeah, that's kind of puts me off him a little bit, to be honest. And Sarr is a bit more of a known quantity. We know he's on set pieces. He's probably going to be on penalties as well. And he just typically scores and assists more for Senegal. He just does it. His performances for Senegal are a little bit better. So there we go. Let's keep going through some of these questions. All right, mate, Matchday 2 is open now. Are you sure? I mean, let me have a little check. If it's open now, it's open now. Let's see. I mean, I know you guys can't see. And it doesn't seem to be open yet for me. I mean, you can look at it, but you can't really make any changes. So, yeah, all right, forget that. Matchday 2 is not yet open, unfortunately, guys. So, yeah, that's people who are saying, if your captain is stuck on a certain player, it's because we're still in Matchday 1, technically. FPL Adventure says, hey, mate, does winning a pen get you assist points? It should get you 2 points for winning a penalty. So, yeah, Jordi Alba should have 2 points being added to his score at some point or another. Oh, Bellingham as a midfielder? I'm not sure I really trust the deep-lying midfielders that much. I know Bellingham scored in the opening fixture, but I wouldn't count on that happening every game. That was his first goal for England, remember, in quite a few appearances. So I wouldn't expect too much going forward. Don't expect him to score a goal every game. That's kind of asking a little bit too much of him, to be honest. Overlooking Argentina. I mean, maybe you could go for some Argentina players if you wanted to. Like, that's kind of optional against Mexico. I don't think we should underestimate Mexico. You guessing Foden isn't starting, or is there news that he isn't starting? So there is some leaks that came out around 1 hour ago that are saying that England are going to have an unchanged starting 11 for tomorrow's game. So there you go. If you want to believe the leaks, then you can. If you don't, you don't. Oh, here's one further change that I could do here, actually, that I forgot. I kind of really do want Kamada, but I also do kind of want Bergwijn. So I'm wondering if we could maybe swap out. Costa Rica was so bad, though, weren't they? They really were so bad. I mean, do we take out Modric for Bergwijn? I don't know. Bergwijn is another good option, though, that I would really be considering among midfielders. I'll certainly be going for Bergwijn in Matchday 3. No doubt about it. Bergwijn or Gakpo? Bergwijn just because he's listed as a midfielder and Gakpo's listed as a forward. When's the deadline? 10 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning. So that's 12 and a half hours from now. Can I use the wildcard now? I'm not sure. I don't know if the wildcard doesn't seem to work at the moment, but you can use your wildcard when Matchday 2 opens, but we've got a little time to wait before that happens. What else have we got here? So can we not activate wildcard? I think you can activate it. Okay, a few people are saying that it's open for you. All right, it doesn't seem to be open for me. I'll keep trying, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. For the purpose of what I'm doing on screen for you guys, I don't think it matters too much. Let me just see if it is working. I mean, I can move my players around, I think, but I can't change my captain still. So I wonder when that's going to fix. Maybe I have to wait until tomorrow to change my captain. I don't know. Those of you guys saying it's open, is it letting you change your captain? Okay, you're saying, yeah, it is working, but yeah, I have refreshed. I'm on a different tab. This what you're seeing in front of you guys is not my team. My actual team is on a different tab, so I'm working on that one. Okay, so it's just captaincy that is locked at the moment. So okay, guys, you can make your wildcard changes now. There you go, but you can't change your captain yet. Let's continue with this team, and we'll keep having a little chat about some of the ways different things work. I do want to talk about the kind of Matchday 3 wildcard cheat type thing. Don't know. Sub off the captain, then transfer them out. You have to do that, do you? All right. Well, I'm sure you guys can figure out a workaround. I will figure out a workaround later on. I mean, or should I just do my own team right now? All right, let's change back to my team. We've got a rough idea of what we want to do. My only concern is I don't want to be making loads of transfers and then them not register and things just go horribly, horribly wrong. But I guess we'll roll with it. There's been enough glitches in this game, hasn't there? So, okay, let's start doing that then. So, let's build from that other team. I need to. All right, let's multi-screen this bad boy and try and copy from one screen to the next. So, in goal, I had Gonda to start, didn't I? So, let's go for Gonda. There we go. Oh, wait. Do I literally have to confirm every time or not? Alba, we want to remove. I want to remove everyone, pretty much, other than Sosa. You can stay. Saka, you're staying. Messi, you're probably going to go. Let's just click, click, click around. So, what players do I want? I want Sabali. No, it's going on. It keeps switching the position. That's one thing that does annoy me about this game. Well, one of many things that annoys me about this game. Dumfries we want. Trips we want. Cash we want. Cool. That's nearly all the defense. Wait, I'm missing someone. No, I've got two. Hang on, what's going on here? I've got too many defenders. That's 6 defenders. Okay. This game's gonna game, I guess. Right, we need. Wait, is it because I clicked on you? No, I don't want you to change. I want you to change. We have got. That's too many. That's too many defenders. What's going on here? Who knows? Who knows? Right, so De Bruyne is still locked. I don't know what's going on there. So, we want to bring in, I really think Kamada. I really think if Neymar is out, I really want Paqueta. You just removed Kamada. Why's Kamada disappeared again? I'm really confused. Do I just need to uncheck? What is going on? I'm so confused, man. This is why I was just using the other tab. I don't know if it is working yet, guys. I don't know if it is working yet. Are you guys seeing the similar things to that I am? Do I just have to make these transfers like one at a time or something? If I just transfer you out for... who did I have in my goalkeeper? Gonda. And then just confirm one at a time. Both these players are unlocked. That makes sense. Okay. Transfer you out for the safety goalkeeper of Alisson using our... Oh, wait, we can't go for Alisson. Why can't we go for Alisson? Budget? Oh, yeah, budget. Okay, I need to free up some budget. Okay, we'll come back to that one. So, Alba, I want him to come out for Dumfries. We'll do this... Keep doing this one at a time, I guess. Mela... Transfer to Sabali. Confirm. Estepinian. Transfer out for Trippier. Confirm. Cancelo. Transfer out for Cash. Confirm. Oh, this is a slow process. This is a slow-ass process. Have we got enough money for Paqueta yet? We do. Confirm. And the interesting thing here is I still can't take out De Bruyne, but I mean, arguably, we might keep him anyway. I don't want him captain, though. That's the only issue. Kamada. Confirm. Confirm. And we want Richarlison. Oh, wait, no, don't sub off, transfer out. Can't believe I'm building this team twice. What an interesting stream we have. Let's transfer you out for Kane. We're nearly there, aren't we? Nearly there. Can we get in Modric? Can I afford him yet? No, I need to save some cash somehow. Oh yeah, Messi's probably going to come out for Sarr. It doesn't feel right though. I mean, I do want Sarr, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right going for Sarr over Messi. What is going on here? I got an extra? Oh no, it's because of the wrong SAR. That's why. That's why it's messing up. There we go. That's better. Doesn't feel right to take up Messi for SAR, does it? Doesn't seem right. All right, we're almost there. Okay, now we remove you, put in Modric, and one more Costa to Alisson. And like this is kind of roughly what we're going to be going for. Can't change captain still. We'll sub off Richarlison. Wait, I don't want to sub them off. I just want to. Is that going to count as a substitute if I do that? Has anyone tested that? If I move my players around, is that going to count as a substitute? All right, let's test it with a player that I'm not desperate to have. So, if I sub on Sosa, confirm. Can I sub Sosa back on? Yes, I can. Okay, that's fine then. Just worth testing these things because you never fully know with this game, do you? You never fully know. You never fully know. It has been messy. If we just have a look at the run of fixtures as well, World Cup fixtures, and then we'll just work out who needs to be on the bench. So, the players that need to be on the bench are players from, where are we? These 2 days, really. So, Portugal, I don't have any. Brazil, I have 2. South Korea, Ghana, Cameroon, Serbia. I don't think I have any of them. Spain, Germany, don't have any of them. Croatia. Do I have I think I have a Croatia player. So, therefore, my team would start off something like that. There we go. There we go. So as soon as I can change my captain, everything will be much better. And if it doesn't let me change my captain, I guess De Bruyne is my new captain forever. Oh. Okay, can you... Oh. You have no... What's this, guys? You have no more captain changes. By confirming this sub, you will not have a captain for the match day. I don't know. Has anyone tested this? Can anyone confirm? If I do that, is it going to let me change my captain? You can change your captain now? Okay, is it okay, let's do a refresh. Aha! It works! It works! Fantastic. Let's put Saka as our captain then. Or should it be Kane, really? Saka. This is a wild game. This is a wild game. Okay, everything is working now. Amazing. Looking good. Okay, right. So there we go. That's my wildcard team, roughly done. I'm not going to tell you guys that this is my confirmed team. I will probably make changes tonight. I'll probably make changes tomorrow morning. I got 2.5 million in the bank. I kind of want to spend it. If I'm completely honest, I can't just not spend the money. We'll find a way of spending it, I imagine. Not really sure. Kamada, KDB, and Modric play on the same day. Yes, that's right. But you can switch from game to game as long as your game hasn't kicked off. But there we go. Sarah's a captain punt for the early game. Yes, I like that as a punt. I really like that as a punt. But it is a big punt, and we're all basically beta testers, says Seb. You're so right. You're so right. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. This game is bad. Like, without capping, this game is not good. It's just not well developed. It's not very well coded. There's loopholes everywhere. One of which I'm about to tell you about. So this is the one I'm sure a lot of you guys have been waiting for. And let's just confirm this team for now. That's pretty much roughly what I'm going to be doing. Let me tell you about, and I'm sure some of you guys know about this already, but let me tell you about the Matchday 3 wildcard glitch. And this is how it works. So, basically, on match day 2, if you are on a wild card, you can make unlimited transfers until the last match in match day 2 is finished. So, looking through the fixtures, the last game in match day 2 is the Group H game between Portugal and Uruguay. That game finishes at 9-ish p.m. UK time. So, actually, to be fair, it might be safer to do your changes, like, I don't know, before that game even kicks off, to be honest, or on the last day. But my point is, your wild card is active through this game here, Wales versus Iran, all the way through until Portugal versus Uruguay. And during that time, you can make unlimited transfers. Unlimited transfers. So, basically, during that time that you have unlimited transfers, when you switch out a player who has already played, so for example, I don't know, Trippier has already played. If Trippier has already played because he plays on the first day, and he gets a score of whatever, he gets, I don't know, 6 points. Fantastic. We all love that. But if I then was to transfer Trippier out using my wildcard transfers, then because Trippier is a locked player, because he's already played, you keep Trippier's score for match day 2. But the transfer that you make by removing Trippier will be set up for the following match day. So every time you transfer out a locked player, it doesn't matter who you transfer him out for, whether it's another player who's played, whether it's a player who hasn't played. If you transfer out a player who is locked and who's already played, then the transfer that you make will not take effect until match day 3. Now, that is a good thing, because we want to reset our team again for match day 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until all of our players have played. They've all played their games, or at least most of them have played their games, and we will make some transfers that won't take effect in match day 2. We've got unlimited transfers to use still, remember. These transfers that we make won't take effect during match day 2. They will take effect from match day 3 because we transferred out locked players. So any transfers you make before the end of match day 2, as long as you keep transferring out locked players, all you're doing there is setting up your team for the following match day. Does that make sense? It's kind of hard to explain. But as per the rules, we'll go to the rules here, guys. I don't know if you can see this very well, to be honest, because it's kind of cut off. If I zoom out like that, I don't know, you may not even be able to read it anyway. Can I, not really. Okay, you guys might not be able to read this, but I'll try and read it to you anyway. So, transfers. 2. A transfer involving a locked player. If you do this, a transfer will only become active for the next match day. The next match day is match day 3. Okay? We've got unlimited transfers, but if we transfer out a locked player, the transfer will become active for the next match day. So, therefore, I know I'm repeating myself a little bit. But according to the rules of the game, and remember, guys, we are all crash test dummies for this one. If it doesn't work the way we expect it to, who knows? This is how it should work according to the rules. And someone who supposedly works for FIFA, who's been developing the game, has contacted Let's Talk FPL and says, yeah, this is how the game works. And I think it is due to oversight, to be honest. It's a kind of a loophole in the game, if you like. But this is how it works. It is a bit dodgy, don't get me wrong. But this is supposedly how it works. You transfer out locked players for whoever you want, and that transfer will take effect for the following match day. So, basically, make sure you are using, once all your players have played, transfer them all out, and you can transfer in whatever players you want for match day 3. So for match day 3, we're probably going to be looking at getting some players. We're going to want to get some Netherlands players when they play. Where's the fixture? When they play Qatar. Here it is. Yeah. So this will be match day 3. group stage from Tuesday the 29th of November. We wanted to get some Netherlands players against Qatar. We want Depay. You'll be bringing in Depay. You'll be bringing in Bergwijn. You'll be bringing in Denzel Dumfries. You'll be probably maybe bringing in some more England players, or maybe you want to stick with Saka. You know, maybe against Tunisia, you want to bring back Mbappe. Maybe against Australia, you want to bring in Scout Olsen back in, or Mela back in. Against Poland, maybe you want to bring in, you know, if you want to bring in Messi back in for that game, fine. You know, if you want to bring in some Spain players back in against Japan, if you want to bring in some Germany players against Costa Rica as well, you know, you do all of this stuff, but you have to do it before match day 2 ends and after your players have played. I think that is probably the best I can explain it. And I know it's not super simple. I know it doesn't really I know it doesn't really make full sense. But there we go. Lazar says, attention Dan, what if the game makes you think that you're using wildcard transfers, but then your point deductions become visible once game week 3 starts? Think about that, guys. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could say that, but I could just as easily say what happens if you captain Harry Kane and every goal he scores counts for minus 10 points. You know, at the end of the day, we can only go by what the game says it will do, and the game says you can use unlimited transfers during your wildcard. Now, if we you know, I don't know if any of you guys who have activated your wildcard already, but can you see there's an infinity icon on free transfers? You know, that tells us we've got infinite transfers, right? Until that icon goes away, we can only assume we do have infinite transfers. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Is Theo Hernandez a good pick? I think he is, yeah. In fact, I'd be very tempted to include him somehow. Who would I transfer him out for? You know, maybe Matty Cash. You know, I like so much money, man. Like, Matty Cash in there, out there for Theo Hernandez is pretty decent, right? Something like that. Looks pretty good. So use wildcard now or after the first game tomorrow? No, you have to make sure you use your wildcard before the first game tomorrow. Palais says, please read, could you play all the premiums from the first day, then sell them and buy all the premiums next day and so on, since you have unlimited transfers on the wildcard? Could this work? I think that could work. I think that could work. All right, so I try and explain that one, because I have in this one spoken about as well. This is yeah, it's a budget hack. Well, it's the budget hack on steroids. So basically, the way that would work would be, and to be honest, like I said, all the players I want are not that expensive anyway. So I don't actually know if this is that useful really. But the theory goes that what you could do is have get a load of expensive players playing, starting in the, you know, first few games. This is really hard to, I don't know how I'm going to explain this one. It's complicated. So you get expensive players in the starting games, in the earlier fixtures, and put a load of cheap players in the later fixtures, and then once your expensive players have played, you transfer them out for cheaper players. You keep their points because they're locked, but you free up budget, allowing you to upgrade your cheaper players playing on later on in the match day. Now, I don't know if anyone can make any sense of what I just said, but that is how a budget hack on steroids would work in this game. And we already know the budget hack works. Loads of people tried it out match day 1 and it did work. I would imagine that it would work again. So, let's see. Hazim says, that doesn't work because the budget isn't freed up. I tried it today. It shouldn't work today. It should work when the new match day starts, though. Yeah, it shouldn't work today. If it worked today, I would be really worried. You've got to wait until after your player has already played. And then you remove them and replace them with a cheap player, freeing up budget to upgrade one of your other players. Man, honestly, the big problem with this game is that they have tried to do a lot of new things, they've tried to do a lot of interesting things, but they haven't thought about the consequences of what they've done. They haven't thought about the consequences of, being able to make transfers within the match day. And that has caused a lot of loopholes. They basically thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you could make transfers during a match day? But then didn't think of what knock-on effects that would have to the game. So that's pretty much it. There is a catch with this one, though. You won't be able to transfer back these costly players for match day 3, as they would be transfer locked in match day 2. That's a really, really good point. Uni Krishnan has made a fantastic point. Then that would be the one downfall of the budget hack on steroids, is that if once a player is locked, you can't transfer them in again. So you would be essentially messing up your matchday 3 team. But if I'm completely honest, you guys have seen me build a wildcard team today. I don't want to spend all my money. I don't want unlimited budget. I don't want a budget hack. I don't want a money hack. I don't want the extra funds in my team. Because the players that I want are all pretty, they're all pretty cheap, if I'm honest. Because all the big teams are playing all the big teams in match day 2. Well, a lot of them anyway. So, I don't think I would even recommend trying it this match day. I don't think so. In match day 3, that could be seriously overpowered. To do the, if you were to wildcard in match day 3, that could be overpowered then, but you then lose out on your match day 2 wildcard. So overall, I don't know, would it really work out as a better? I don't know. So yeah, I don't think I would be trying the budget hack too much on match day 2, because you want to keep yourself open for match day 3, as open as possible and as flexible as possible as well. I don't think I'd be doing it. So, yeah. I know a few of you guys are saying, man, this is complicated. It is, yeah. And this is why FPL is so successful, by the way, because it is so simple. And you see a lot of, particularly people who have been playing FPL for a long time, they quite often say, I love Euros fantasy, for example, or UCL fantasy, and how they have all of these different added rules and ways of engaging you in the game. Like, for most people, that is going to be too much. Can you imagine doing this for 38 game weeks? It's not possible. It is not possible. It's crazy. Crazy. A few people asked about my matchday 1 team. 64 points in the end. Not bad. Although I'm a little confused why Cancelo has 1 point. I feel like he shouldn't have 1 point. And I also know I'm owed points for other players. I know Alba is owed 2 points. I know Fernandes is owed 1 point. I know De Bruyne is owed 1 point. I know Messi's owed 1 point. I know Giroud is owed 1 point. I am owed a lot of points. Even Di Maria on the bench is owed 1 point. So, right now it says my matchday points is 64 with a rank of 14,000th in the world, which I'm pretty happy with. But at the same time, give me more points. I am owed more points. By the way, guys, 1 L on the De Bruyne captain pick, but still better than Neymar, I guess. Anyway. So, we'll answer a few more questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up today, guys. But I do appreciate you guys sticking with me and chatting with me and having a look at some wildcard stuff. And thank you for your patience as well, because we're all kind of learning this together in many ways. I know I have a certain amount of information, I have a certain amount of stuff, but like someone in the chat said earlier, we are very much test tube dummies. Test tube dummies? That doesn't make sense. Test dummies for this fantasy game, and most of the time we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what's going to happen next. So yeah, let's answer a few more questions and then we'll wrap it up, guys. And by the way, guys, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on this stream before you disappear as well, that would be massively appreciated. What do you think about Davies, defender who's plays as an attacker and has all the penalties? Very nice, very good. But Canada, you're also expecting to concede a few more goals against a better team than Belgium. So he's going to lose a lot of points if Canada do concede goals. And he's quite expensive as well. Not that that's an issue. Saar punt captain, then switch to Messi if it fails. Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Is Bergwijn a good pick? Yes, I think Bergwijn is a very good pick. Minutes play for 60 minutes of its own. Oh, sorry. Minutes play for 60 minutes plus is only 1 point, not 2. Yes, that is correct. Do I wildcard now or tomorrow morning? I mean, you can do one now. When's the deadline? 10 a.m. Well, basically in 12 hours time. The deadline is in 12 hours time from now. 10 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning. Who's hitting pens for Senegal? It should, in theory, be Sarr, but let's verify that though. That's what I read, but I haven't actually verified this. So let's just have a look here quickly. So if we go to Senegal, we look at penalty takers. Where are you? Penalty takers. It's going to be Mane, but if we can find the player to take a penalty before Mane or when Mane wasn't on the pitch. So we got... Okay, so that was a penalty shootout. So those ones don't count. Mane. Not helpful. Mane. Oh, yeah, there we go. Sarr. So the last penalty taker, not non-penalty shootout penalty taker for Senegal, who was not called Sadio Mane, was called Ismaila Sarr. And I wonder if he's taken any more prior to that as well. Took one in a penalty shootout there as well. Dedu's taken a few, but I don't think he really plays very much anymore. Dedu. But yeah, I guess that answers your question. Hopefully, Sarr was the last penalty taker, so we're expecting him to be on pens. Thoughts on having Martinez against Mexico? I don't think you really need to spend that much money. And I wasn't impressed by Argentina's defense either in that opening game week or match day. Sorry. Dan, don't think our unlimited transfers are only active before matchday 2 started, just on like our unlimited captain changes and unlimited substitutions. I don't know, to be honest, mate. As far as I'm aware, the wild card continues throughout matchday 2. That's all I know right now until 10 a.m. hits. According to the rules of the game, you should be able to continue to make unlimited free transfers. If you can't, then you can't, and we'll have to go from there. But you know, we can only work with the information that we have. Can you only do transfers tomorrow? You should be able to do transfers right now. Is armbanding Dumfries a bad idea? It's not a bad idea. Could be worse, I guess. Rule says there'll be 2 free transfers. They're giving 3 free transfers. What's happening? Did you carry over any free transfers from either match day? Well, from the middle of match day 1, basically. Did you have a free transfer that you didn't use during the match day? In which case, you may have carried that over. Pale says, as I commented on your tier list video, Sarr is a shocking penalty taker. Hey, you don't need to be a very good penalty taker to take to score a penalty against that Qatar goalkeeper. Is this your final team? No, there's no such thing as a final team until the deadline hits. If you use a wildcard now, what will we do after the group stage? Between match day 3 and 4, you get unlimited transfers, so that's fine. Best defender for any budget apart from Hernandez, Dumfries, Sosa, and Trippier. No, you pretty much named the best ones. Maybe Harry Maguire or Luke Shaw if you fancy one of them. How do you change your captain? It just worked eventually. Is Kane playing for sure? Yes. Do you like football outside the Prem? I watch a little bit. I don't watch a lot of football outside the Premier League, but I watch a little bit. I watch a little bit of mostly Ligue 1 or Serie A. They laughed at you about picking Alba. Where are they now? Oh no, 11 points once he gets his penalty win points. But there we go. Is wildcard essential for this week? No, but it's highly recommended. And there we go, guys. I'm going to call it there. There's some final questions answered. If you've got any more questions, leave a question in the comment section of this stream. I'm going to be on my phone for the next few hours tinkering with my team anyway, so I'll be able to pick up any comments and answer them as they come in. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing some of your questions in the comments. Yeah, as I say, please do leave a like before you disappear. Really does help out the channel so much. And I'll be honest, guys, World Cup content has been a struggle for views. I don't think too many people have been too interested in playing World Cup content, playing World Cup fantasy, and you can kind of understand why. I completely sympathise with it. I actually kind of, I meant to sit here and say, hey guys, you should play World Cup fantasy, but I mean, if you can't be bothered with it, if it's a little bit too much, I completely understand. It's a lot. If this wasn't, full time for me, I probably would not be putting quite as much effort and research into it as I am, because it is a lot. But there we go. Down refresh your team, your rank will be updated. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? What's okay? We can do that quickly before we disappear. Has my rank gone down then? Is this what I'm about to find out? Yeah, it has. My rank has gone down significantly, apparently. Okay, all right. My rank is not quite as good as I thought it was. There we go. What a nice way to end the stream, with a nice red arrow that I didn't know I had. Cheers, Councillor, for that. But we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.